Thank you, Mr. Tony Paulji, for your wonderful lecture. Anyway, as our secretary has spelled out, definitely we will make use of your services, advice, and help in future. Dr. Barathi is ready. Namaste, namaste. So our next speaker is Dr. Barathi, who is going to deliver his speech on economics of bamboo cultivation and maintenance for higher yield under modern techniques. Whether an introduction of Dr. Barathi is required to our participants, not required actually, but still for the information of few of our friends, as you all know, is the best cultivator, research-oriented person to cultivate or to raise bamboo, Bhima bamboo nursery by tissue culture method. So far, he has delivered about 160 lakhs tissue culture bamboo saplings to all the states of India and about 25 different countries. Yes, he is a very busy man. Every week, he has to get ready to deliver about 3 to 4 guest lecturers on bamboo and promoting bamboo cultivation. Dr. Barathi has been appointed as expert member of the task force on sustainable cultivation of bamboo of Inbar, that is China. His organization, that is Growmore Biotech, is affiliated member of Inbar, China. As you all know, Dr. Barathi is the National Governing Council member of Bamboo Society of India and also, so to say, is the spokesperson of Bamboo Society of India on bamboo.
Thank you.
Dr. Barathi has established, so far he has established more than 10 oxygen parks based on Bhima bamboo. He is the board member of several companies, organizations and institutions working on bamboo. Last week, if I am right, he was chosen by the jury for the prestigious ABSA 2021. He has to expand that ABSA later. Anyway, ABSA 2021 Agri Award as a leader with the strategic vision of tissue culture. So without taking much time, now I request Dr. Barathi to address us. Meanwhile, I, on behalf of Bamboo Society of India, all the participants wholeheartedly welcome Dr. Barathi ji and request him to address us. Once again, I welcome all the participants who have joined later. There is a very good response from the bamboo lovers, bamboo friends, bamboo industrialists, bamboo entrepreneurs. Thank you very much. Mr. Dr. Barathi ji, please address us.
Good afternoon, sir. Almost we are reaching good afternoon. And thank you, Chairman. Thank you, all the audience who all joined from various parts of the country and some of the people also from abroad. They have joined today. Very nice. And I welcome everybody. I've been, in agriculture since 1976. Studied for 10 years, agriculture, and then went on into regular agriculture, agronomy of horticulture plant, forestry plant, and medicinal plant, aromatic plant, forestry plant. But when I saw this bamboo, it got attracted me so much that I left all the plants in which I was working, 85 different species, and it's beautiful, wonderful product. As Tony said before me, who was talking to all of you, it's such a marvelous plant. But a lot of things are lagging behind. We never domesticated the bamboo. It's there in the forest. It's not been cultivated. We domesticated the cow. We domesticated the chicken. We domesticated the horse, but we are not domesticated the bamboo. It is there even before our evolution of human being. In the fossil, bamboo is a bamboo. Cockroach is cockroach in the fossil. And you see human being the monkey at that time. Why I'm saying this is bamboo is evolved million years back to provide everything for us, whether it's clothing, whether it is energy, whether it is furniture, whether it is handicraft, what Tony said now in the morning, 1 hour, and all that's available. But we don't have enough bamboo. Simple incense stick, we import it from abroad. Shame. A country with 13.9 million hectare bamboo, number one in the world. Number one, China is number two, 5 million hectare. We import everything from him. We import from Vietnam, which does not even have 1 million hectare. We have 13.9 million hectare. Now it's revised to 16 million hectare. Why? The reason is we don't cultivate bamboo. And frankly speaking, we do not know how to cultivate bamboo. They are doing it. I'd been to China 15 years back to understand the bamboo. And let me go through my presentations in Picana. Bamboo should be cultivated like sugar cane. And you'll get more money. You'll get more money than any agriculture plant. Better than rice, better than cotton, better than the cash crop called sugar cane. But we don't take care. The moment you take care, it's going to do very well. Let me start sharing my presentation. Could you please confirm the visibility of my screen?
Yes, sir. We can see your presentation.
Thank you. Thank you. My audio is okay?
Yes, sir. Audio is fine as well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Bamboo is such a wonderful plant. And I'm going to talk to you on the economics of cultivation. And I'm going to talk how do we maintain it to get a higher yield. And then a modern technique of growing, not the conventional method of growing. It's such a vast topic. I can't finish even in 3 hours if you want me to talk on the cultivation. So I'm just restricting myself only to the modern method. Me, Barathi, was done, agriculture PhD long time back, and I've been associated with the Bamboo Society for the last 15 years, and I'm very happy. I'm very proud to be one of the member, one of the NGC member, taking it forward everywhere. And what is happening today? Bamboo is growing very slow, very slow. You plant the bamboo, it goes to a shoulder height, maybe in 2 years' time. It grows to a little better height of, above a height in 3 years' time. In 4 years, it's becoming a normal plant. And then 5th year, you start harvesting. That is the conventional way of cultivation of bamboo. You can also leave it in the forest. You can allow them to grow. That's how we are doing this 13.9 million hectare of land. And hardly around, 1 million, not even 1 million, though our target is 1 million. We have not reached 1 million hectare in cultivation. So what we're doing today is broiler bamboo. Like a Jersey cow, how you treat them, how you feed them, how you take care of them. Similarly, if you treat them, the bamboo grows to a better height in the second year itself, and it's ready for harvest in 3rd year, 4th year, 5th year. There are several ways of growing anything, but the modern method is better to grow faster and harvest it so that your investment is more sensible. When you go to the bank, the first thing they'll ask you, what is your IRR? Internal rate of return, and what is the debt service coverage ratio for you? Are you able to earn money soon, or are you going to earn after 4 or 5 years? The moment you see something late, people don't support you. So investment is very much needed. More the investment, it's able to give you better return faster than even an industry. even agriculture, even a cash crop. Now, what I'm going to talk to you before I go into my total detail, you need to prepare a land very well. And for that, it needs components like leveling the land, weeding the material, or pitting, or trenching, all this. Either it could be manual or it could be mechanical. All these are influencing the economics of cultivation of bamboo. The second most important factor is the planting material. It could be from the seeds. It could be from vegetatively propagated plants, or it could be from tissue culture plants. Today, tissue culture plants are on par with plants available even at vegetatively propagated. This morning, I was talking to one of the institute in Bangalore to know some of the plants to be purchased. They said 30 rupees a plant, a polybag plant. Today, tissue culture are able to offer even at 25 rupees a plant and 30 rupees a plant. So it's not very expensive today. So there are seedlings are very cheap. If you're going for that, it's very cheap. Only thing is it's going to take more time to mature and harvest and do. But with the guaranteed prediction, we cannot do that with respect to the yield. But with respect to the flowering, seeding is much more better. Then comes the mortality replacement. Depending on what type of agriculture practice you're going to follow for that. Are you going to irrigate, not irrigate? Are you going to put proper manure and all that? So all that depends on will lead to 3 to 30% mortality. The cost is going to go haywire. And application of fertilizer and mulching them. It could be chemical fertilizer, it could be manure, it could be compost, and after the compost, it could be mulching. All these are involving different component of the cost. That's what I'm, one by one, I'm telling you that what are the costs involved through what means? Protecting. If it is 1 acre, you need to really protect them very well, and multiple acre also need to be protected, but the area needed, the running meter for periphery meter is going to get reduced per acre as the size of the farm is increasing. So perimeter fencing is very important. Watching what is important in some other places. Even cattle can come eat it, people can steal it, all that need to be protected. It depends on the location. Irrigation. There are places you have bamboo needs 2000 millimeter water. You have more than 4000 millimeter water in that place. That doesn't mean you're getting enough water for the irrigation. The water, if it is going to be falling, the rainwater, if it is going to be falling only on a 2-3 months, a couple of months, not sufficient. It should be spread over 10 months. Otherwise, you need to irrigate them. Irrigation could be either by watering or through drip irrigation. And the next one is the fertigation. How do you apply the fertilizer to them? And for drip irrigation, also can be used for the fertigation, for which how the piping is done, whether it is above the ground or is below the ground. All that will make the difference in the costing. Then comes the management, plantation management. A lot of places I see people plant the bamboo, take care for the couple of months, they leave it. And a lot of it also says you don't need to take care of the bamboo. You don't need to apply fertilizer on the bamboo. That's all true if you don't want to cultivate bamboo for a commercial purpose. If you want to cultivate the bamboo for harvest with a defined amount of return from investment, you need to do all this like another crop. That's what when I took up bamboo, I thought it's a simple, easy crop. But as you go inside, it also needs to be taken care, but not as difficult as compared to a rice or a banana or a sugar cane, but needs to be managed well. Soil mounting to be done. At the time of harvesting, you should know what type of harvest you're going to do. And while harvesting, you should not damage the clump. And for that, the costing is different. If it is a manual harvesting, it is very expensive. If it is a mechanical harvest, it's very cheap. It could be partially manual, partially mechanical harvest. So all that's going to play a role on that. Then comes the cost of the labor. Today, labor is available right from 250 rupees a day to 600 rupees a day, depending on the place, depending on the location, depending on the season, depending on the skill level of the people. So that's also another problem. Then comes the power cost. Some states give you power free of cost. Tamil Nadu, cost is free. If you're a labor, if you're a farmer. If you go to other state, then you need to pay based on the consumption or based on the connected load to how many HP you have taken, one-time payment or monthly payment. It all depends on that. So all that is going to affect this, your cost of cultivation. Then comes the cost of hiring cost of tractor or a JCP, it's excavator. Soil to be removed, you need to have a tractor or a JCP. It could be auger based or it could be bucket removal by the JCP. So all the higher, some places JCP cost is 800 rupees to 850 rupees. Some places 1,200, 1,300 rupees per hour. So depending on that and the efficiency and the type of soil, the cost is going to change. So many components are involved apart from if the land is own land or it is a lease land. If it is a lease land, then the lease is also changing. Some people are asking for 5,000 rupees per acre per year. Some are asking for 10,000 rupees. I've seen people asking for 25,000 rupees an acre per year. So it also again depends on the lease cost. So all these different type of cost component put together is going to decide your cost of cultivation. You're profitable or not profitable. Then comes the question of marketability and all that. Now, this particular time, I'm going to talk only on the cost on cultivation. Another time, I'll be able to meet you and talk to you about where is the market, which are the market, at what price one is able to sell it. Now, we'll get into these pictures, right? Bamboo is cultivable like this. But then what happens today, you see them on the bund. People leave it on the field bund as 1 or 2 plants, no care. Whatever water you are giving for the agriculture plant is going there. It's also surviving. But it's not getting growing like this. This is a cultivation of bamboo. This is for your local use. When I went to China 15 years back, I saw bamboo. People are cultivating bamboo. You see, this slide is Chinese slide, where bamboo is cultivated like this next to a horticulture plant. You know, not only this. This is a cabbage, cauliflower. And beds of plants are planted. Next to that, bamboo is cultivated. Sometimes for the bamboo sticks, sometimes for the bamboo shoots, and for different purpose, whichever the area you go, bamboo is cultivated like an agriculture crop. In India, bamboo is grown so far in the forest or in roadside or in the field where nothing can be grown. We never allow bamboo to come into the field. But then that is what should be done because for a simple reason that we don't have enough labor and we are absent landlord. Many of us own land. We're slowly coming out of agriculture, coming to the city and different type of work, and we want bamboo to grow. So this is a field to be utilized. Bamboo is the best alternative for that. Bamboo is not perishable. All plants, cauliflower, cabbage, banana, sugarcane, everything is perishable. You have to take it on a particular day to the market, to the company, to the organization and sell it. Bamboo can be there. It need not be harvested today. If it is ready for today, it can be left for 1 week, 1 month, even 1 year, nothing will happen. So non-perishable. And climate change. We get rain when there is no rain at all. The hot is so hot, the sun is so hot, the temperature goes up and it's very dry and tsunami comes, all that bamboo will be able to withstand, not other crop, including coconut tree. They keep falling. This bamboo keep bending, it doesn't fall. It is highly adaptable, like a cockroach. It can go to any sort of weather. Even if you burn it, it will come back. That's the beauty of the bamboo. But today you see them in the northeast. When I keep traveling, my plants are going to northeast. Bamboo is growing beautifully like this. Superb. Very good. But not efficiently. You see them, the cloud. You see them, the cloud is coming and the sunlight is not available. Bamboo growth is maximum when there is enough amount of water, not only water, and the sunlight. Bamboo is converting like a solar panel into light. But you see the kind of a gap. Large gap is there, which you don't see it, but if you cultivate properly, bamboo goes like this. From there, we should get to this. Then it's cultivable crop. It can give you, instead of 0.4 tons per acre as a national average yield. Indian average yield is 0.4 tons. We have 13.9 million hectare. We have 12.5 million tons of bamboo. That means 1 ton, less than 1 ton per hectare, 0.4 tons per acre. From there, we can push it even up to 50, 60 tons per acre, provided you start cultivating them like this. Even in Northeast, I attended several conferences for the last 12, 13 years. The aim of the conference is to make 3 ton yield per acre per year. Because their average yield is less than 1.5 to 2 tons per acre. Tripura bamboo with so much. I have attended Tripura bamboo mission meetings. Forest ministers there could not believe that we are talking this number. Their aim is only to make 3 tons per acre. But whereas bamboo, if you cultivate them, it's going to be like this and it's going to go more. What is happening today? It's like, let me compare with the poultry. Because many of you now may not even, cannot even relate to why I'm saying this. Chicken is growing like this. Free bird. Different type of chicken, free bird. It gives you 1 kilo in 1 year. No investment. On his own, it goes everywhere, picks up all the dirt and they're able to clean it. But if you're going for a poultry farm, then you're growing them many birds in the place and you feed them. It's more expensive, but still industry is surviving, going very well. Chicken consumption is increased several times because of the poultry. Now the same poultry, its investment is much, much higher than the normal poultry, but still people are doing it. Why? The return is there. The consumption started increasing. Today we have gone to the level of multiple layers. 1, 2, 3, 4 layer, not one layer. This is what is happening in chicken in the last 20, 30 years. Namakkal is deciding the price, deciding the egg price. It was only hardly 25 paise. Today is going up to even 5, 6 rupees. And this is what is happening. Because once the availability is there, automatically consumption goes up. And bamboo should be from the country chicken to the layer, like a broiler should be multiple layer. That is what I'm saying. We should bring in technology. Here it's a dirty floor. Here's a polished floor, clean, very clean. So that is what is need to be done. Now we should grow bamboo like a sugar cane. So sugar cane was a wild crop. Almost 180 years back, people were never cultivated the sugarcane to the extent what you see today. There was only one first sugar factory in Orissa called in Aska. And that was the first factory with somewhere around 2 tons crushing capacity. Today, the sugarcane has gone multifold. We have more than 550 sugar factories in India because sugarcane people started planting, factories started coming. When the factory is more, then the sugarcane is less. Then all these happen in 180 years. Today, sugarcane has become a cultivable crop. 5.5 million hectare of cultivated sugarcane is available in India. We are one of the major producers of sugarcane. But the other side is like, we produce sugarcane at a very high cost. Our sugar price is 33 rupees. International price is only 22 rupees. We're not able to even export. But bamboo can become a crop, but it needs another 200 years of work to come to like sugarcane. For sugarcane, we have developed the technology. 30,000 plants per acre. But bamboo is putting only 200 plants per acre. We are waiting for so long. That's the reason it's not commercially viable. Now, bamboo is in the wild in the forest, 0.5 tons per acre. Looking at this, a lot of farmers are taken and planted the bamboo in the field like this. They're cultivating it. There are many farmers are cultivating throughout India and abroad, and they are able to reach 4 to 8 tons per acre. Today, we have a precision farming with drip irrigation, fertigation, computer control, smart agriculture. Let's not go to the very smart agriculture. Even the simple thing like application of fertilizer will make the bamboo to be a precision farming, leads to a yield of 40 tons per acre per year. Where is 0.5 tons? Where is 40 tons? That means to make to this level, we need science, we need technology, and we need money to invest. Then the market need to be there. Then only all this can happen. Yes. Now, today, this particular conference, I'm going to talk only 1 hour, only on the cultivation to start with. The next meeting will be on the market side. Now, when you do the bamboo like this, was forest bamboo, our government is recommending only hardly 160 plants per acre, and that is what our subsidy is given. 160 plants per acre. A system developed by Britishers, strictly we follow it now. But it needs to be looked at. But for this, the kind of investment what is made here is hardly 60 rupees per plant. And for the 60 rupees, you're able to get only 9,600 or 1,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees per acre as the profit. And whereas when you cultivate a bamboo, you can go increase to the level of 200 plants per acre. And in the 200 plants per acre, you can invest for fertilizer, irrigation, water, all that put together. It's going to cost you, because 200 plants, you need something like 5 years to harvest. For the 5 years to harvest, you end up in spending 250 rupees per plant. Though you're taking a plant at 20 or 15 rupees, you keep on spending money. You don't account all that. The moment you account everything, including irrigation, water, everything, then you are able to get an income of 50,000 rupees per acre. While in a precision farming, you need to increase high density plantation so that the harvest is available in 2.5 years. So 1,000 plants need to be planted. And there are occasions where there are species in India where 1,800 plants are planted. Thyrostochus oliveri, a species in Tripura. Even a conventional method, it's 1,800 plants per acre because vertical bamboo. I'll show the photographs later. Now, 1,000 plants per acre when you plant it, you're ending up in spending only 150 rupees per plant. That's true. But because you're spending so much more money, that's the reason you're ending and spending 1,50,000 rupees, because number of plants are more. So investment here, it is only 10,000 rupees. Here it is 50,000 rupees. Here is 1.5 lakh rupees. So the difference is the higher the investment, people are finding it difficult. So, but we also spend the same amount of money for other agriculture plants, where we have assured return. Where the banana is done, yes, we are spending more than this. Where the sugarcane is there, we do around 60 to 70,000 rupees per acre, and ending up getting a profit of 35 to 40,000 rupees profit per acre. Now, I'll show you another example. This tree, what you're seeing here is tea tree, huge and tall. The other side, what you see is half of the tree. It's a huge tree. It's more than 3,000 years old tree, what you see on the right hand side. Now, but today what happens? Tea is grown like this. You never see a tree like this. You see only like this, bushes and bushes. And now the technology has gone so much. So that means 1 acre, this kind of a big tree, you can plant hardly something like 30 to 40 trees per acre. Whereas today, tea is planted like this, because of which you're planting 3,000 trees per acre. And today, what happened is much more than that. We have made a continuous bed of tea. Continuous bed. You want to know where is one tree, where is next tree. So this industry has gone through an evolution of last 1,000 years. Bamboo is yet to go through. We have to grow bamboo as a high density, quick harvest, and look at the market. And today we are stuck with construction. We are stuck with furniture. They are all needed, but their market is small. When I come to the market, I'll be able to talk to you later. But I'm trying to tell you, bamboo requirement is very, very huge. But you have several spacing. 160 plants per acre is what the government is recommended, and NBM is recommending. And all that, I'm also advisor, the member in many of the committees. But we do only that. But some of the farmers, when they go for 200 plants per acre with a spacing of 12 feet by 18 feet, where they're going to make a drip irrigation. If they don't have drip irrigation, if they're going to follow a system of flood irrigation, no drip irrigation, then they'll go for equal spacing of 15 feet by 15 feet, 200 plants per acre. Now, 1,000 plants, what I said, high density plantation is 10 feet by 4 feet. I know. It looks very dense, it looks more closer, but it satisfies the purpose for which it's going to be grown. Now, this is the bamboo, which is called Thyrostochus oliveri. You can see them, the person who was standing there is so close. This is in Tripura. And you see them, this is plant to plant spacing, this is row to row spacing. Well, not even 2% can stand there. 1,800 plants. This is in the forest department of Tripura. It is there. This is how the bamboo is grown there. This is called Thyrostochus oliveri. Thyrostochus oliveri, being a straight bamboo, they have started growing already at 1,500. Some of the places, the trials are going on even for 2,500 plants per acre. Okay, let's come back to the low density plantation. When in the low density plantation, we are planting 200 plants at a spacing of 15 feet, and we harvest 10 poles per plant. I'm talking about the bamboos of Balkova, which is one of the high yielding bamboo now in the most part of the country. For information, the Balkova was there only in Northeast for a very long time. 15 years back when I went and saw it, and then they collected material, developed clones out of that. And today it's very popular throughout India. It was not known to anybody. It is one of my effort in bringing it out for the forest, cultivating it in many places. Then finally now it reached everywhere. And one of the largest state today which is planting bamboo is Maharashtra. Now, this 20 to 25 kg bamboo, each pole is able to get it, 10 poles, but you take 5 years to harvest it. Now, for this to plant bamboo, you need to plant them at a spacing of like this 15 by 15 feet and with a drip line coming in that, and harvest starts after 5 years, 40 tons per acre per year. And with all the fertilizer being given, what do? You make a pits. You make a 2 feet by 2 feet pit, fill it up with a good amount of manure, keep the topsoil separately and the bottom soil throw away, and use the topsoil to refill it and plant the bamboo. And when you do the planting, then along with that, you also mix and place vermicompost, VAM, Azospirillum, phosphobacteria, so that all the whatever nutrient available in the soil and the unavailable form will be made available to the plant. Azospirillum is able to really get the nitrogen from the atmosphere. Phosphobacteria is able to solubilize the phosphorus not available to the plant. Even potash solubilizing bacteria also should be added. Now, if the place is not going to be irrigated, you can also add water absorbing polymers, 200, 300, even up to a kilogram you can add depending on your bucket. And more that you apply, it's able to hold so much amount of water, because polymers are able to take almost 500 times the weight as water, and they give it back to the plant. And this is how it looks like after 1 year of growth. When you plant the bamboo of 15 feet by 15 feet at 200 plants per acre, this is kind of a space in between the plant. They look like this. And in 2 years' time, they grow a little more bigger and taller, and they keep covering. And in 5 to 6, 7 years' time, they come to a bigger size. Then they cover up the entire area. So it takes so much time to cover and all the light to be absorbed. Until that time, you can have intercrop to have money, another thing. If your focus is only on bamboo, then that's not the right way to grow. You should go for medium density of plants, where 500 plants per acre is kept. And where the spacing now reducing, the row to row spacing is 12 feet, and the plant to plant spacing is 6 feet, leading to a number of poles is getting reduced. Instead of 10 poles, they produce only 8 culms per plant per year, but the weight also reduces to 9 to 10 kilograms. But the yield starts 4 years in advance, but the total yield remains same. It is not changing. It is remaining at a 40 tons. Now, this is a medium density, where if you're looking for pulping, if you're looking for furniture, you can always go for this medium density. If you're looking for energy, if you're looking for pole for staking purpose, then you can go for bamboo of high density of 1,000 plants, 10 feet by 4 feet. And on the field, we can have 12, 8 instead of this 10 continuously, and the 4 feet between the plant would remain same. Now the pole weight, instead of 10 kilograms, instead of 10 number of poles, it reduces to 6 to 7 pole only. Number of pole reduced. And also the weight of the pole is also getting reduced. It's reduced to 6 to 7 kilograms only per pole. But the harvest starts in 2.5 years' time. In 30 months, the first harvest comes. All these are giving every harvest after 1 year. Either it could be mechanical harvest or it could be selective harvest. In the selective harvest, every year you can harvest it. Now let's look at how do we do the planting in the large scale. When you want to do the planting in large scale, you need to have the spacing done. Now I told you, instead of 10 feet, always continuously, make 8 feet, 12 feet, 8 feet, 12 feet. So 12 feet, tractor can come inside, collect the bamboo at the time of harvest, take it out. So you don't need to really employ too many laborers to collect the bamboo. So for which 8, 12, 8, 12, 8, 12 is recommended. And the plants are planted at 4 feet, 4 feet, 4 feet continuously. Now, when you want to make a bamboo continuously, it should be grown as a wall of bamboo. like a sugarcane wall, sugarcane, how they are planted closely. So it's going to be continuous row of bamboo. It leads to 2,500 plants per hectare or 1,000 plants per acre. Then yield could be 2.5 acres per year, or the yield could be 50 tons, 40 to 50 tons per acre per year. Trenches made, trenches are filled. I'll come to the much more detail later. Trenches are made and trenches are filled with manure, and the topsoil is covered to plant the bamboo. Then they become a line of bamboo like this when you plant it. In a matter of 2 years itself, it will be coming like this. Many places it comes like this in within 1 year, and it's like a sugarcane crop. A row, continuous row of plant. They're going to grow as a row of bamboo. Now, this is what the broiler chicken technology of growing bamboo. Grow them quick, give it to the market, and make the next crop to come. Now, when you do that, what happens? When you put number of poles is going to be in the low density 10 poles, 22 kg is able to get average, and this per hectare number of plants. The yield is going to be 100 tons per hectare, and the yield, there is no yield for the first 1, 2, 3, and 4 years, and 5th year onwards it starts getting it, or sometimes it goes even 6th year and start getting it. So 30 ton beginning to start with, then it's 35 tons, 40 ton, 40 ton continuously. Now, the moment you increase the population, the number of pole reduces to 6, the weight of the pole reduces to 7.5 kgs, and the plant population is 2,500. Yield remains as 40 tons per acre or 100 tons per hectare, but the yield, there is no yield for the first 2 years. 30 years start giving it. Because of the early return on the investment, your IRR is better. Your payback period is reducing to 4th year itself. You'll be able to get back all your investment, what you invested in the field. So bankers would like to give such kind of a project money than waiting for a long-term crop. Agricultural loans are available only for a short term. But if you can reduce this term by this kind of method, you'll be able to do that. So to do this, how do we do the productivity increase? By adapting the better technique of growing bamboo. Now, I told you the sugarcane, the row crop, I already mentioned it. To make this 40 ton to come, you need to have several bamboo species that you should have best species as per the agroclimatic condition. You cannot expect Dendrochalamus giganteus to grow in a very dry place like Radibano or in Bangalore, and then expect them to grow even. But if you go to Cool, that's a better choice. You can go for Dendrochalamus brandisi or Dendrochalamus giganteus, but you can also grow the dry bamboo there. But given that kind of an ideal climatic condition, you should select the species based on the agro spot and maximize the yield and maximize the price out of the return out of the acre. Within the bamboo species, there are a lot of variations are there because they're open pollinated. The seeds of cross pollination is taking place, because of which no two progenies are same. No two bamboo plants are same, like human being. Two human beings are not like in the same family. Same thing happens with the bamboo. Of course, I have a nose and the ear and the eye, all that is same, but then it doesn't mean I'm genetically same. So same thing happens with the bamboo. All the seed propagated plants are segregation is taking place. They are very, very little subtle difference. They are likely to affect the yield if you're going in a large scale. If you're doing a species collection, no problem at all. But if you want to cultivate them, convert them into product like a pen, pencil, or a paper, or a scooter, where the uniformity is very much needed, then you need to really look for vegetative propagation. Either it is cutting, a rhizome plant, or it could be even a tissue culture plant. Now, then comes the question of clones within that. We have to select an appropriate clone. Within Dendrochalamus toxi, if you see that, there are 4 or 5 variations are there. Dendrochalamus strictus is open pollinated one. You have more than 200 types of bamboos available in strictus. Once Metropolitan Forest College had collected all this material and they assembled it. IWS has also collected a lot of these kind of selections made in different species, including Dendrochalamus toxi. And all these selections are going on. So each one is a clone. Now, then you identify them separately. And those, if you multiply and go for this cultivation, that's going to give you very good yield and a very good return from this. Tissue culture is one of the simple processes available today for propagating a plants. It was not there for banana around 30 years back. 1985, I started producing large scale. Today, it's available. Every state is planting over 50, 60 lakh plants of banana plants by tissue culture. The reason is the same tissue culture plant available from the sucker as a clone is not giving good yield. Tissue culture plants are giving higher yield. So farmers are going and planting tissue culture plants of sugarcane, tissue culture plants of turmeric, tissue culture plants of sugar, banana, and all the plants, potato, everything they're doing it. But the bamboo is late to catch up. But I've been working for the last 15 years and providing it to people, and slowly the change is coming. And that is another process by which we will be able to increase the guaranteedness of the yield, and in turn the return on the investment. Then comes the agricultural practice. Agronomy for bamboo is not fully developed. It's not fully developed. And we do not know exactly how much amount of nutrient to be given, how much amount of water is needed, how much amount of sun is needed. All these are haphazard at the moment. But if you can specify for each species, then it is very, very easy to have like a varieties available in chilies or tomato or a cauliflower or cabbage. We could also going to be working like this in bamboo. But bamboo has got multiple species. Tomato is only one species. Cabbage is only one species. But here, for each species itself is so much variation we have. So we need to really develop the right agriculture practice, considering is the rhizome growth, root growth, leaf growth, flowering pattern, all that put together. Then comes the spacing, which I spoke at length to start with. Like, the higher density of plantation is better. Then comes the question of giving regular water to the plant. It can withstand, no doubt, bamboo can withstand drought very well. But if you start giving them water, it's going to do very well. Like, without drinking water, I could be there. I can go for hunger strike for 1 day, 2 days. But every time when I there, if I drink water, I can speak better. I can talk to you better. So drip irrigation is the one which aids in providing the water in a smart way whenever it's needed, instead of making the plants to undergo stress. This is practiced very well for all other plants like banana, sugarcane, and vegetables. But we are not doing it for bamboo because we don't consider bamboo as a crop. The moment you consider as a crop, then fertigation is also needed because bamboo has got 0.7% nitrogen in the body. A culm, when you cut, you're removing 0.7% by weight nitrogen out from the soil. 0.8% of potash is coming out from the soil. Similarly, 0.1% is a phosphorus. It's also taken away from the plant soil. So once the plant is keep growing, they keep on removing it. We need to substitute that. Whenever I drink a glass of water, if I don't refill it, I'm not going to get it again. The same thing is to be done with the help of organically or inorganically. When you do organically, your concentration of nitrogen is very low. In a manure like a cow dung, you have 1 to 2% nitrogen, and that's going to cost you at least 5 rupees a kilogram. Whereas urea is available at 6 rupees a kilogram, and if you put it the right way, it's not going to affect the environment. And that has got 46% nitrogen. But you cannot just throw the nitrogen or urea into the soil and killing all the earthworm and microorganisms. It should be dissolved in the water to the concentration of rainwater. Today, rainwater is bringing nitrogen. Who's stopping that? That's a chemical nitrogen, not organic nitrogen. Every time when there is a thunderstorm, you're bringing down a lot of nitrogen, which is 78% of the atmosphere, along with the water. And that nitrogen concentration, we should mix it along with the irrigation water, give it to the plant, nothing happens to the soil. Believe me, this is the best method available. We allow rainwater to pass through. Rainwater, when there is a thunderstorm, they are also mixing the nitrogen in the air, and then it comes along with the water. That's the reason after the rain, you see them in lush green everywhere. That water, that green doesn't come when you do a normal one. The next problem, you go to the nursery, buy a plant. As Tony said, you do not know, they give you vulgaris instead of Dendrocoloma giganteus. At least that is better. They give you thorny bamboo. Bamboos are bamboos. You put it in the house. When it grows bigger, you will realize it's a thorn, snake will be inside, then forever you will not plant bamboo. Because thorny bamboo attracts reptiles. They want to go sit inside. They want to be safe from a human being like you and me. and they want to remove the skin, for which the thorns are most essential. Now we have thorny bamboo, comes very easily through seeds, and today people also selling it in the central India over 30, 40 rupees, 50 rupees, one which coming through from the seeds. And it's sad that they're planting it in more number. There are many species, thousands of species, thornless. There are hardly 2 species, Gardu angustifolia, thorny bamboo from South America. We are planting it now in India. And bamboos naturally occurs. They produce thousands and millions of seeds, and that also we are planting it. But there are many thornless bamboos are there. Dendrocalamus giganteus, Dendrocalamus asper, Dendrocalamus hamiltoni, Dendrocalamus toxi, or Bambusa balcova, Bambusa tulda, or Thyrostochus oliveri, Bambusa polymorpha. There are so many bamboos are there. Thornless bamboo, beautiful one like this, which don't have thorns, and that's the best one to be there. This is the way to show you that there's a clone, which I worked on the bamboo to develop. Only one clone I could do that in my time. There are many clones could be developed, and the thickness is more, and the quality planting material I was saying it should be through tissue culture. That's costly. Earlier it used to be very costly. Today, it is available on par with the regular one, and it's purified, clean. Is the original mother plant collected from KFRI, and from there it is taken, and those clones are multiplied and made available through the tissue culture process. So you're able to get the uniformity, genetic genetic purity, and free from virus. Certified by Government of India. Every batch of plant is given to the laboratory and they're compulsory tested. Today, no nursery, which is normal nurseries, don't give that. They don't have. They can't do it because there is no one single batch. Today, for every 10,000 plants, a sample is collected, checked, and verified for the genetic fidelity, whether they're giving vulgaris or Dendrocalamus giganteus or balcova. It is verified, certificate, label is given. With the label, plants are getting sold. Now, then comes the cost of transportation. Once we're buying a plant of 100 plants, very expensive transport. 1,000 plants also, this is a small Tata Ace can take it. One above the other, you can plant it, you can put 2 to 3 layers, 1,000 plant will go a truck. And that is going to be more expensive. The moment you collectively take the bamboo plant, then the cost of transportation is going to reduce. That is going to be more effective. Instead of doing one particular place, you should take like a, large scale, 30,000 plants, 25,000 plants. Then the cost per plant is hardly 1 to 2 rupees per plant. If you take in a smaller quantity, it can go even up to 10 rupees per plant as a transportation cost. All these are going to affect the economics of the bamboo plantation. That's the reason I'm showing you one after that before I go into my my costing chart. This is how it's been loaded and going. There are many species you should select. Based on the species, the cost of the materials are going to change. And today, Bambusa balcova, because of the tissue culture intervention, it's available in many places. The cost is really getting stabilized. Whereas Tulda price is going up. There are people from Tripura, they're selling at a higher price. And from Madhya Pradesh is also getting sold at a higher price. And Newton's another species for construction as well as for energy. Dendrocalamus toxi, conventional plant is costing over 75 rupees to 150 rupees. Tissue culture plants available for 45 rupees. So asper for bamboo is for the shoots. Dendrocalamus asper is a nice plant for both for timber as well as for the shoot for export. You can also consume in India. It's a sweet shoot, when it's very popular, most popular shoots, and the yield is also very good. And the next comes hamiltoni, good protein in the leaf, and excellent fodder plant and the timber plant, suitable for North India as well as Southern India, but not in the dry tract. Oliveri. I shown you the picture of the oliveri in the beginning. Thyrostochus oliveri, a straight bamboo, unexplored bamboo in India. It's there only in Tripura and Kerala. And Dr. Sita Lakshmi Madam has been working on this for a very long time. And she has been given to people and giving and asking them to grow. But due to shortage of planting material, it is not really taking up in a big way. But once it is going to come, this has got multiple uses, right from furniture, even up to energy it can be used. Yeah, the volume is very high. They also grow very fast. And Pallida for a handicraft, Brandisi again for bamboo shoots, timber, even incense stick you can make about this. Latiforus is another bamboo from Burma. It has got introduced now in Mizoram in a big way, and we brought to India, and we brought to Hosur and grown it here. It was growing very well, right? Then comes the density of plantation, which I told you in the beginning itself. Now coming back to the field, the moment when you go see the field, either the field is a plain field, so leveling cost is less. But there are many places in the beginning I've shown you undulated land, uncultivated for several years. So the cost has to be added all that. Now, what I'm showing here is termite. Termite going to affect the plant in the beginning. When in the beginning, at least for 1 or 2 years, the rhizomes and the plants, when they're farming, they affect. Once the plant is grown well, the effect of termite on the bamboo is less. But initially, if it is there, you have to look for such kind of things which is there. Then accordingly, we should treat it. So your plant preparation is going to add on application of chloropyrifos at the quantity of 2 ml per liter. You may have to spray not less than 1,000 to 2,000 liters of water for the entire area to be covered, the trenches or pits to be covered, and then it will be free. Now, if the land is not level, then you need to level the land. And you can see that this is a big land is getting prepared, and the cost of, one should consider the cost of JCP, the higher charge. I'll just show you. It's leveling this side. A couple of them are doing the job, and some of the places are already leveled. And leveled is very important if you're going to do a irrigation by canal irrigation, flood irrigation. If you're doing a drip irrigation, you don't need to level the land. So all these should be known in advance so that you will take action accordingly. You go buy a land without even looking at all this and finally end up in higher cost in the cultivation. So while selecting the land itself, one should be very careful. I'm just showing the entire place. This is the one farm which we developed for Invasive. Once the land is ready, they are very hard. You saw the earlier land is so hard, not cultivated for many years. Now this land has formed a hard pan. The root cannot really penetrate through. If you can make the soil to penetrate through, it will be very good. But I've seen many people making a small pit, plant the bamboo, allow them to find by itself, they go. Yes, bamboo is like a cockroach. It will grow. But if you need to do that, if you want the roots to grow very well, you need to make the soil loosen, completely loosen. And then that needs this kind of a cultivation. Cultivator should be put in a tractor. You should break the all these in the top. If it is very, very hard pan is there, then you should put a disc plow to see that your depth of plowing goes further down. This can plow only for 6 inches. And if your depth is going to be more than 1 foot, then you can put a disc plow to do it. But if your hard pan is very strong, the water is not passing through, because if it is not cultivated for years together, then you have to really break the hard pan, which is formed below this 2 feet, 1 to 2 feet depth. So you need to use a chisel plow. Chisel plow will not have so many multiple horrors. It will be only once, this thing will be there. Then comes the pit. You have to really make a 2 feet by 2 feet pit. And the depth also should be important, the bottom also important. And while doing it, you can also see the profile of the soil, whether it is hard and soft, everything is okay or not. If by any chance, if you're coming across calcareous material or some hard pan, then you may have to increase the size of the bamboo pit. While taking the soil, take the top soil, keep it one side, and the bottom soil the other side. You might end up in a soil like this also. This is an alkaline soil, alkaline sodic soil. The pH is over 9.5. So what is very important is, before you select the land, you go for the soil test. While doing the soil test, do the top soil alone. Normally, that's what everybody does it. At 6 inches, take this soil and give it for testing. Also, down below at 2 feet, take this soil also, give it as a second test. Normally, in agriculture crop, this is not done, because the agriculture is happening only for the first 6 inches or 9 inches, or maximum 10 to 12 inches. Bamboo roots goes up to 2 feet. So we need to know what is the nutrient available at the bottom, and this soil should be given. So there are soil tests itself 2 times. Now you might ask, why without doing test also we can do it? Yes. Like, if I'm a diabetic, I need not check my blood. Without the blood also, I can, start taking the medicines. But doctor insists on taking the sugar before and after your food. And not only that, today they want HbA1c. For what last 90 days, what has happened? Based on that only, he's going to give you the insulin. Based on that only, he's going to give you the medicine for a morning and evening. Similarly, the bamboo also, you should know what is going to happen when the root is going to go down. Is there enough nutrients are there? So should we provide or not to provide? That we will come to know. The pH, the EC, all that is very, very important, for which the two soil tests to be done. Then soil like this also can be converted into a nice, beautiful land like this. This we have done it something like 12 years back in Tiruvannamalai. A sodic soil, nothing was growing. We grown it like this. It's all science. If you can do, science is available in agriculture elsewhere. Let's apply it. But all these cost money. That is what I'm saying. Investment. That is what I'm saying. Cost of cultivation. So before I get into the cost of cultivation, I'm showing you complications and the amount of work needed to put a bamboo. You can also grow simply without doing anything. Yes, but if you want to really go do better, then you should do that. In a sodic soil, the soil is not fit for cultivation. You have to bring soil from outside. One tractor load of 100 CFT is required at least for 10 pits. So original soil is this, the red soil is from outside. And it's also brought along with that organic manure and some amount of ash from the nearby rice mills, and all mixed together, it was planted. So all these are additional costs for a sodic soil. But otherwise, the sodic soil is never going to be utilized at all. Once if we do that, then the bamboo can start growing after planting like this, it's going to grow like this. So I'll come back to that later. Then it's also should be put along with enough amount of microorganism, which is totally lacking, and the gel and the vermicomposting. If you're going for high density plantation, we don't recommend pit. We recommend a continuous row of soil, opening up the soil. And when you continuously do it, then it becomes a trench. In the trench, the manure is put. You can see this is how the trench is made. And you see the lines are marked, and a couple of JCPs are running and doing the job of removing the soil. And this is a line which are marked, on which the before even JCP coming, you have to mark the line so that we don't waste the time of the JCP. So keep doing and keep the line marked and ask the JCP to come so that the hour is effectively used. So depending on the soil, this place, they take around 40 minutes, sorry, 1 hour, they'll be able to, take 40 meters. The cost of excavation of soil is important component in the total project. For every plant, though the plant is going to cost you 25 rupees, removing the soil and placing the soil back can cost 16 rupees to 30 rupees per plant. If the soil is very hard, it's going to be taking more time. You can do only 25 meters per hour. Whereas if the soil is normal, then it is 40. If the soil is loose, you can make even 60-meter length in 1 hour. So what has happened? We are paying the JCP at the rate of 800 rupees in an average. But I've seen some places people are paying, they're asking for even more, 1,000, 1,200 rupees. With the increase in diesel, all these prices are keep changing. So there are many factors to be considered to work out the proper cost of cultivation of bamboo. And this is the way they make it. You can see this, the bucket size is chosen based on that. So 2 feet bucket should be chosen. Normally you don't get it. You get either 1 foot bucket or 2.5 feet bucket. So one should have, if you're large scale, we should be able to have that. Once a pit is made, then the pit is going to look like this. Proper, a person is standing. You can see that everywhere it is properly done, and the soil is normal or not. If by any chance, if you're passing through a calcary soil like this, immediately note down, put more organic manure, and don't use the same soil again into the pit. Go to these places where you got nice soil, and those soil, bring it and apply it here so that the bamboo will have easy startup. Once they start growing, they'll be able to convert all this. This white color ones are all calcareous material. It's not good for the plant to grow. No tree is able to grow there. So one has to keep on watching it. Then comes the application of organic manure. The bamboo can grow straight, or bamboo can grow faster, or bamboo can hold more water in the beginning with the help of organic matter. This organic matter is a farmyard manure. This is farm, when I say farm yard manure, it's a cow dung combined with all the waste from a farm, especially from the cow shed. This is all cocoa peat. This is from a press mud from the sugar factory. You could be chicken manure, it could be pig manure, it could be sewage waste or municipal dump decayed over a period of time. All that you can bring it, mix together. Every plant should be given at least 2 cubic feet. What is 2 cubic feet? One tractor is 100 cubic feet. So you should, one tractor, if you take it, you can hardly give it for only 50 plants. So a lot of time we don't calculate the cost of manure itself is over 25 rupees per plant. The reason why we recommend this, it's only once you're going to apply for the plant. And that is very important. After that, you cannot remove the bamboo plant and put it in the bottom. Not possible at all. So it should go on the bottom and uniformly spread with a 12 feet gap and cover it with the JCP again. So covering JCP is quick. Either you can do a smaller one or you can put the blade and push everything together in one shot. Then you put the manure and the soil test will give you what is the amount of basal fertilizer to be applied. So when I talk about fertilizer, bamboo needs 160 kg of nitrogen per acre, 40 kg of phosphorus, and 200 kg of potash. Now, this 3 fertilizer will come from urea, DAP, MOP. This quantity again we should define based on what is the soil test. What is the amount of nutrient available already? Reduce that quantity from the 160 kg of nitrogen or a 40 kg of phosphorus or 200 kg of potash. Then you apply it. And before all this, at the time of planting, some of the fertilizers that travel upward, like phosphorus, you need to apply in the beginning so that they are available to the plant continuously. So that's what the white color one, what you're seeing there, is applied. Okay, after looking at the manure and fertilizer, what is very important is the watering. Everyone thinks bamboo needs huge quantity of water. Whom to I'm speaking, those who are in bamboo or out bamboo or first time bamboo, they all think bamboo drinks water like anything. True, it can, but it is not must. It is, I'll get into the number, 2000 millimeter water is needed because that is the amount of water they evaporate through the leaves. There are narrow leaf bamboo like Strictus or Thyrostochus oliveri. They all evaporate less water as compared to Balcova or a Newton's. They need 2000 millimeter. If we compare bamboo like Dendrocalamus asper, Dendrocalamus giganteus, Dendrocalamus hamiltoni, the broad leaf, it needs a lot of water to evaporate. So naturally, they need their water requirement increases. This water requirement not only leave, it also depends on the wind velocity plus the relative humidity plus the temperature and the sunlight intensity. All the 4 factors put together, they're going to give it. In the absence of all that, I'm giving a number called 2000 millimeter or 5.5 millimeter per day, which is 20 liter per plant per day. Once we have the number, based on that, it is calculated. It's a big science by itself, measuring the water need for bamboo. But you can also make the bamboo to drink more water to evaporate it. In a sewage water, if you want to evaporate the high leaf area index bamboo, like 14 times, 14 leaf area index can be planted, which will be able to evaporate much faster. But other bamboos which have got 7, 8 leaf area index is sufficient. But when you compare the bamboo with other plant, you look at this. I said 2000 millimeter of bamboo, you're for getting 40 tons per acre per year. If you want less yield, no problem. You look at the banana, 1200 to 2200. Nobody talks about this. Sugarcane, 1500 to 2500 mm. Nobody talks about it. Next comes the cotton, citrus, then all the plants. Bamboo is 1800 to 2000 for getting 40 tons. Even at 600 millimeter, bamboo can grow. Yield is going to be less. That's all the difference. So the lesser the water, less. The maximum saturation comes around 2000, 2200 millimeter for the bamboo. But you can also irrigate bamboo like this, the least cost, because you can irrigate like this, but the water loss is very, very high. It is lost everywhere. For a small plant like this, you're irrigating the entire thing, open channel. But the cost is least. In the sense, the drip irrigation cost is 30,000 rupees per acre. Now, that 30,000 you could save by irrigating like this. But you know what happened? You're depleting your electricity charge is going to be more. Your cost of pumping the water, the maintenance, everything is going to be more. And 1 acre water, what you're going to spend like this is sufficient for 5 acre of bamboo when it is passes through drip irrigation. So area expansions. Now, if you want to do a drip irrigation, 10 acre model farm, you see this is the well. And this is a main pipe. And this is the fertigation tank. This fertigation tank is pumping the fertilizer into the water whenever you are applying it. Otherwise, plain water goes through this. It goes to the main pipe. And the side ones are all called submines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 submines are there. And these are connected to a drip line. These are all lateral tubes, lateral pipes. These lateral pipes connect to the drippers at an interval of plants, whatever you're going to plant. Either it could be 15 feet or 10 feet or 4 feet. And then pits are made, plants are planted. Now, by this method, the moment you switch on the motor next to the well, the water is going to all the plant uniformly, including the fertilizer uniformly to all the plant. You don't need to go and give fertilizer. So one of the main advantages, fertilizer can be given on a weekly basis to the plant, and it can reach the plant uniformly. And because we are able to give uniformly every week, the plant growth is enormous. Enormous. You might ask, nobody is doing it. The bamboo, we don't even apply fertilizer. Even if you apply fertilizer once in a year, but what happens is, you're eating once in a month. Today, after all the conference, we're going to go back and eat. And if you don't eat, till by the evening, you're tired. If you don't eat for 1 day, it's going to be difficult. 5 days, 10 days. And the same thing happens to the bamboo. It happens to any tree, any plant. But trees have got deeper root system. They are able to catch nutrient from everywhere. Bamboo root is only 2 feet depth. They initially take everything from the soil available. After that, when it is not available, they try searching everywhere. In a limited area like a broiler chicken, when you're growing them and wanted to grow for an income, your expenditure increases due to drip irrigation initial investment. But your recurring cost is reduced. The amount of labor needed to go put the fertilizer, even for once a month, you need a labor. And that is reduced. Efficiency of water, the application of fertilizers is increased, and diluted fertilizers goes. It is not affecting the soil. That is the reason the fertigation is good. And similarly, before you start working, make a pit size. What is the spacing? All the drawing, you should make it for the planting and should be given professionally. What we do, we just go stand there. We tell them you plant 1 tree here, 1 plant there, and all that. So it should be like a construction. When we are constructing a hut, we never used to do that. But today we are constructing multi-story building. We have all the drawings for right from the windows and doors and floors and toilet and water pipe and electrical pipe. Like that we should work. Then the professionalism comes, it's possible. Let me come to the irrigation pipe. If you're decided to take an irrigation pipe to plant it, and the PVC pipe is planted inside the ground, and the drip line is taken out like this outside. And very often what happens when you do this also, they just put the pipe. You leave the job to the drip irrigation fellow, and he will fit everything, close it with the soil, it'll go away. But you have to, before closing, you have to check up whether any leak is there here. Because bamboo, what happens if the leak of water is there like this? Can you see the water is getting leaked here? And if this leak is there, the bamboo root will go more here, and then slowly they will try to go inside the tube and they choke the entire pipe. I've seen all these. In the last 15 years of my experience in cultivating bamboo, all these are small mistakes we do at the time of planting. I'm trying to give you the knowledge to you so that, bamboo become a popular product, but we don't blame the bamboo. We should blame ourselves not knowing this information. When I planted all this, I didn't know, but after some time when I went to the plantation, the pipe has got choked. Why? Full of root inside. Through the small hole they'll go. Yet they cannot go. There is no hole at all. So water is not coming through. Similarly, the root cannot go inside. This is the pipe where you can see this, the pipe is inside, the lateral tips are outside, all connected with the gate wall. And after everything is done, it is closed. Then you do not know. So before closing, we should have checked up all this. So like this, I can keep on giving you minor tips to this. This is also again a irrigation pipe, how they're able to give it to the plants, and the plants are small plants, little plants are getting water. So this is a fertigation tank. There are several types of fertigation available. I can show you. This is Venturi effect. This is also another Venturi effect system. If you got a very huge plantation of 100 acre, 200 acre, 500 acre, then you have a station like this, where all the fertilizers are mixed, and every drip line, every pipe, main pipe and sub main are divided, and they are given individually like this, which is a much more bigger system. And this is ultimately how the plants are planted. And you should see that the irrigation pipes are planted and then. So the cost of drip irrigation for this plot comes to around 30,000 rupees. And that should be done in the beginning itself. You should not do after the plant is planted and then the plant will die, because plant needs life irrigation. The moment you plant the bamboo, you need to have that. So all these places you can see the pits are made, the plants are going to be planted, and the plants are unloaded. When you should take the plant in a plastic crate and unload and keep it in the farm before the day of the planting. And always I've seen this kind of plant, they buy it at a very, very expensive cost, but they leave it in the sun. It should be kept below a shade tree, and then pour water all around the place. Otherwise, the plant will dry like this. Completely dry. Very fast it will dry. Once it is dead, it's no use. The rhizomes are there, they will go slowly, it will come. And then comes the question of, if you believe in puja and all that, you can do the puja and keep all the plants done and distribute the plant after the drip line is made available. So all these needs a lot of laborers. And you see them, all the plants are left here and the manure is there, the plants are kept in a crate, and all systematically should be done so that effectively labor is used. While planting, this cover should be cut with the help of a blade and planted. Very often I've seen people not doing that. They just open like a Hanuman and they just tear open by both the hand, and results in damage to the root, and the plant will start drying. You can see them here. They are planting. I'm just showing you a video of that, how they planted. Though it's something very simple, but the success depends on that. This lady is putting the soil. You can see them. All the soil is put there, and yeah, opening up. And can you see them? She's cutting with the help of the blade now. That they don't do it. And now she's going to open the bag like a banana fruit. And she's removed it and she is planting inside. And this is the cover which is thrown there. You know, she's looking somewhere else, talking to something and then doing the job. But the very important thing is bag should not be cut, and the plants are planted to the ground exactly the same size. You know, these are all very, very important. And this is all, you can see, like, you know, this person also, again, she's cutting with the blade there. And after cutting with the blade, removing the plants, opening it, and without damaging the roots, she's immediately planting, and to the shoulder it is coming. This is done in a bulk. In a large number of people they plant. You have to tell them, teach them in the beginning on how to do that. And after planting, you see them, they've made a pati, and in surrounding that, the water can be there. You see how many people are planting. They all got the tray, and the job is done meticulously. They've been trained, told what to do. They have been briefed very well in the morning, and they are doing it. They may not be doing always the bamboo planting, but they are being given a responsibility that one particular row for one person. So accountability is there. And for us, no plant should die. That's very important. And every plant should establish. And see the way in which she's bringing the polybags. Instead of bringing one plant, she's bringing together. Nothing happens to the plant, and she's distributing it. And one person is distributing, one person applying nutrition, and this is going on. But if you have made a mistake, this is the result. The bag, if it is not opened properly, if the water is not given at the right time, that's what is going to happen. If it is done everything properly, the entire field is going to look nice like this, with all the plants growing one by one. If this happens to be a summer, if you happen to be passing through a summer, like March, April, May, then you need to protect them. Bamboo need not be grown only in a rainy time. That's what everybody thinks. This is done in Bangalore in the month of March, because the year end is getting close for Infosys, and there's around 35 acres planted at a time, and shade crop is provided. Along with the bamboo, maize is planted, and the maize is grown taller than bamboo. It's able to give the microclimatic condition, and they are able to grow, provide the lesser temperature. Look at this dry area. Drip irrigation is the only source of water, no rain. It is passing through month of April, May. And then unwanted plants. We allow only 3 plants to be there. Can you see the bamboo in the center? And all these other plants are removed. All these are additional costs depending on the time of planting. I would have done a calculation for a particular cost expenditure. Now, my shade crop is going to be additional crop. So, so all these need to be looked at. This is in a black cotton soil. And if the soil is percolating in the water, nothing will happen. Water is coming down and it's able to go through. Otherwise, the water will come and stagnate like this. If the stagnation takes place, this plant is going to die. Then again, your replacement will come. Then that's what is leading to mortality replacement. Compared to this and this is water stagnation. Bamboo can love water, but you cannot allow the water to stagnate for more than around 3-4 days. So that time, very often we also plant bamboo during the rainy season. In a clay soil, this is what is going to happen. One should be very careful, see that enough drainage is available for that. This is the fully grown plant in 2 months' time. And this is the 12 feet gap. This is the growing of the plant in 4 months' time. This is the way they form the line wood in 8 months' time. The 12 feet is getting reduced now. Now, earlier I shown you 200 plants per acre. The 1 year also it was open. Now, in 1 year, you see them here, it's completely closed. This is an 8 feet gap and 12 feet gap in 8 months' time. 8 feet is getting closed in 8 months itself, and 12 feet is still open. And in 12 months, everything is closed. Complete light is taken by the bamboo. Bamboo is growing very nicely because bamboo needs the sunlight. And this is the growth in 1 year time. I just superimpose the person to know what is the height, and it is more than 3% height. This is a fully grown bamboo. This is done by a farmer. This is the owner of the field. All these people came from South Africa. Our general manager, Mr. Panisalam here. And this person is able to grow. When these people have seen it, they went back and they started doing it. Coming back to the bamboo again. This is the original plant planted. Can you see the stick which is there? And that doesn't grow at all. Because of this stem, you get the next stem. This is the next stem which is formed. Then subsequently, this stem is grown. Then subsequently, these kind of stems have come. In 1.5 years' time, this is 3 months back which is formed. Now, after 1.5 years, the shoot which is coming is so big. So bamboo, the original shoot doesn't grow. Many first-time grower, they always expect, sir, bamboo is not growing. It is remaining like this. Yes, it will not grow. The rhizomes are formed, one below the other. Then the new shoot which is coming is taller. New shoot which is coming, which has got a higher diameter. This diameter, once it is formed, it will never increase. This shoot, you see them, it's the same diameter is going to be there. Now, I've just recorded the growth shoot formation for a couple of days continuously, on the day 0, on the 3rd day, on the 4th day, and on the 6th day. You see them, the growth of the shoots. The small ones shooting up fast, shooting up more. In 6 days' time, it has gone to this stage. It's the fastest growing. Not only one shoots, all the shoots are rising together. So that is the way it grows. But if you don't give water, if you don't give fertilizer, bamboo will survive like this. This is one of the research trial in forest department in Tirunelveli, place with not much rain. But you see them, bamboo is not died, but bamboo is not grown. That is a pity. And so they need water, they need care to grow better like this. They need fertilizer. I told you again the previous session itself that they need 40 kg of phosphorus, 160 kg of nitrogen, and 200 kg of potash. So that is what is needed for the bamboo to grow. That we have to check it with the soil test. And after that, we should give a proper recommendation. Now, you don't need the entire quantity. This is the quantity for the fully grown plant in the third year. This is the second year, little less, and first year much more less because of smaller plant. So the amount of urea, DAP, and MOP needed is going to be consequently going to slowly increase. And when it comes to this, we are going to spend money like 12,000 to 13,000 rupees per acre per year. That is the expenditure for this. I'll summarize all that in the last to give you what is my cost of cultivation. And after the first year, the bamboo leaves always continuously keep falling. If it is remaining in the top, it doesn't decay. We have to see that they start decaying and plowed into the soil so that the organic content, the nutrition status of the soil is improved. And in 1.5 years, it's going to be much more leaves are going to be there like this. So we have to keep on plowing like this. Can you see this? The rose mark is there. So like this, it should be plowed and then it will go inside the soil. So it will increase, keep on increasing the fertility of the soil. In the sodic soil also, it improves the soil fertility. Now, with the leaf, after some time, after let's say around 1 or 2 years, of the fertility is really increased, use the earthworm to convert the leaf into income. 1 acre, I measured for the bamboos of Balco, the Bima bamboo, 1 square meter gives you 1 kg of dry leaf for the whole year, which means 4,000 kilograms. There is 4 tons of dry leaf is available, which you allow the earthworm to grow. They become a vermicompost like this inside the farm itself. You don't need to have a different shed for this. Use between the 2 rows of bamboo, put a plastic sheet, put all these leaves on the top and allow the earthworm to grow and put little grass on the top so that they are able to give little more humidified. Then it becomes manure in a matter of 1 month to 2 months time, like a bed of vermicompost. Now, again, next set of vermicompost, you need the worm. So you don't sell it like this. Seed this and remove all the earthworm and then put back the earthworm and the eggs back to your the soil. And can you see in the behind, you can see the plastic sheets filled with this kind of the manure which is there. And that is what is come here and then they use it. Okay. I was telling you about the working in a red soil, in a black cotton soil to remove those, the sodic soil. That when you remove the soil, they look like this completely calcareous material. Nothing grows in it. And there you need to bring the soil from outside. The cost has to be added for that. That's going to be additional cost to this. The drip irrigation has been in place and fertigation has to be kept. Then the plant starts slowly growing like this in 2 months' time. In 5 months' time, the leaves will start falling. And then we have to choose the fertilizer to give to the bamboo plant. Now you cannot give this urea, DAP, MOP, what I told you in the beginning. Now you have to give acid releasing ammonium sulfate fertilizer, which will be able to release acid to the soil, which will reduce the pH further, at least for the first 1 or 2 years, till the leaves have fallen sufficiently. Now slowly started falling. This fallen leaf increases the humus and the grass start coming back. They are able to increase the organic content. The organic matter, when they convert into a fertilizer compost, they also release humic acid, and they are able to neutralize the pH further down and increase the fertility, microbial count, and then they become very fertile. You see them in 1 year's time, the same field with full of grass. Wherever the leaf is fallen, the grass is there. Wherever the leaf is not fallen, because the leaf follows a wind pattern. So this is able to fall here, but not here. So this is the reason it is there. But after some time, you see them completely come through this. And at that time, when you see the bamboo is really from the green stem with all the hazardous factor problem of the soil being alkaline. Now, the same bamboo can be removed after 5 years. You can do that. There could be another situation, paddy field, or a waterlogged condition in a place like Coorg, tea estates, coffee estates. In a coffee estate, you have a lot of paddy field, which is not useful for paddy because the cost of paddy is fallen down. Now, if you want to grow there, you have to mount the soil there like this and plant the bamboo so that the crown of the bamboo is above the ground. It's all additional cost to you now, which is not predicted in the previous calculations. Now, this will increase the cost of cultivation, but converts the problematic soil into a soil with bamboo to be grown. Can you see them? The water log now is taken place and the crown of the plant is above the ground. And you see them, even when bamboo grows much more faster than the normal soil because of the water all around the place. The roots are able to take it. The rhizome is above the groundwater. And you see, this is 1 year bamboo growth. This is in a tropical condition in Europe. It's grown like this. Now, what do we do? Can we get some money during this intercrop during the first 2-3 years time when a bamboo is planted wider? Yes. If it is a paddy field with a lot of water is going to stagnate, you need to make a mount and plant the bamboo. Then it is possible. Now you have to mine a mount here, and this same mount, the bamboo started establishing like this. The nearby tapioca started growing very well. Once the water comes, tapioca doesn't happen at this stage. Now this is the growth of the bamboo plant along with the tapioca. It could be banana. You have, between the rows, if you have more than 25 feet or 15 feet, you can put 2 rows of bamboo, and bamboo will grow. At least for the first 2 years, you can have the banana to be grown there. Or it could be, if you're closer planting, you can go for beans as an intercrop, which will be able to fix the nitrogen back to the soil. And you see the less green of the bamboo and this. Now, this is additional cost and additional income also. Intercrop will cost you 5,000 rupees per acre. And the return from this will give you another 25 to 30,000 rupees. So there's additional profit also available, and whereby the bamboo is able to grow better. And there are different types of plant that can be grown here in this. This is the local beans in 3 months crop. This is a cowpea with the bamboo doing wonderfully very well. Even mustard will grow very well. And mustard and bamboo is a good combination. And the turmeric and ginger, it could be another crop. There are many crops I can keep on saying. These are some of the very few which I know, even including soybean, which could be done. It could be any gourd, bottle gourd, beet, watermelon, muskmelon, all that could be grown in between. Bamboo also can be grown along with the green gum, which fixes the nitrogen. Could be with the pigeon pea, could be even with the wheat. There are trials are done and successfully passed through even for a rice and bamboo together. Or it can be a only single border crop. Don't do anything. That also possible. But when you're doing a border crop, you should be very careful because the root of the bamboo is growing only 2 feet depth. The laterally they grow for long distance. So in this case, the additional cost what is going to be there, you have to make a trench to cut the roots. Once if you cut the root will not go there. So the cutting is done like this with a 2 feet by 2 feet trench. You have to remove it after 2 years of planting bamboo. So what happens? This particular soil now, all the roots will die. Once the roots are died, then you can go for a regular crop plant. The crop plant will be able to grow. Otherwise, they say next to the bamboo, nothing grows. Very true. Next to the bamboo, the roots are going below the ground. They go take away the nutrient everywhere. One, because want of water and nutrient. But if you can be able to provide it as a drip, nothing will happen. Fertigation, nothing will go. But even then, making a root like this, cutting the depth of barrier is very important. Once we do that, the bamboo can be used as normal crop. Okay. Mortality for the plant comes in the field when you plant it. And this is a soil where nothing is done. They not developed anything. They simply went and made a hole, planted the bamboo. And this plant, we told them, if you're doing it, it's okay. But then, it's a very rough way of growing bamboo. It's not the right way of doing it, but at least protect it from the sun. So they are provided with some amount of, sheets for this. But wherever not provided, you see them, the plant bamboo leaves started scorching. This is sun scorching. The first initial time, wherever the sheet is there, is not scorching, other side is getting scorched, and you have to really cover like this, then it will work. Otherwise, they start wilting and they die. This is also one of the places I've seen people planting bamboo with no water. Soil is cracking, literally cracking. The clay soil is cracking, so much amount of water is not there. The bamboo clay soil normally expands and contracts. All these cuts the roots also. But if you're planting in a bamboo in a clay soil, you should have provision to irrigate. Otherwise, don't plant. They take a lot of time to grow. This is the same place where animals are coming and eating in the night. We should protect them from the animal. Otherwise, they are going to be bushed like this forever. And the daytime, you don't see that. But any cattle, any nearby animal, they are coming and eating it. And when the water stress is there to the bamboo plant, the bamboo leaves start rolling like this. And if it is rolling, and this is a normal leaf, this is a rolling leaf. This is a turgor pressure is reduced, the bamboo is not able to withstand. This is a normal leaf, and this is the both are fresh leaves. This is a rolling leaf, and this is a fresh leaf. in another species, and you can see them, the same leaf, same plant, rolled totally like this. So rolling is reducing its photosynthesis, yield, everything is going to be reducing. This is a typical growth of bamboo when there is a less nitrogen and the cold environment affected together, whipped type, where the bamboo leaves will not be able to come out. And even then the bamboo will grow. Bamboo is such a hardy plant, but the efficiency of the growth is reducing. Instead of growing like this, it is growing like this. Look at this. So much amount of leaf is lost from photosynthesis because of the non-availability of nitrogen and the cold temperature during night. And if there's a potash is not available, the leaf is going to scorch on the sides. All these are problems. This is a micronutrient deficiency of magnesium and iron. And all these should be taken care. Once the pH is corrected, automatically this will be available. But if you're not checked the pH and planted the bamboo, this kind of an intravenous clearance with the yellow line is going to come. Similarly, when the bamboo is grown big, full, you have this congestion when it is there, the bamboo shoot cannot go through and bending will start taking place. Or much more closer look of that. You can see this, how strongly they're bending because congestion, not harvested. Now, it should be clean, completely clean, neatly clean, no side branches that should be left. And when you look at the bamboo like this, you think it is a normal bamboo, but this is full of thorn in the top. If I put together totally, then you'll understand this is a thorny bamboo cleaned by manually, they've done it. And if you do this also, bamboos can be grown, but it's a tiresome job. And similarly, age. Bamboo should be marked for the age, the color. Blue color for 1 year, white color for another year, and the subsequent year you should keep increasing the color from that to yellow color, red color, all this. So by looking at the color, you can make out the maturity of the bamboo. So which is the one which is planted? If you're painted with the white color 4 years back, then they are all called 4-year-old bamboo. 3 years back, if you're planted with the blue, then it is 3-year-old bamboo. Yellow is planted 5 years back, then the 5-year-old bamboo. So this is easy to do in a bulk plantation, especially in low density plantation. But when it comes to harvesting, pathetically, people very often what they do, they put a fire inside the bamboo. They allow the bamboo to get fired. And if you go from outside, when you see that, they look like this. And then they go to harvest it because there's one simple way to remove the side branches. But that is not the right way to do it. But I've seen this kind of a symptom many places, people doing and harvesting, and they abandon the go. But instead, it should be properly cut and manually removed. There are side branches should be removed and made available like this. If it is a thorny, non-thorny bamboo, it's easy to harvest. When it comes to harvesting, it could be, again, the cost factor is there. To harvest 1 ton of bamboo, you will cost anywhere from 300 to 400, 500 rupees per ton if you're doing manually. But if you're using a machine to harvest the bamboo, it could be as low as 150 rupees to 100 rupees, or it could be even 80 rupees if you're doing a complete harvest like this. You see them? This is not recommended in India at the moment, but it's been practiced in many places, including Itapich in Brazil. Around 2.5 lakh acres of bamboo is harvested like this completely. Now, we have done it. We tried it out around 12 years back in many farms, many fields, in our own field. It comes back. You see the same bamboo when you cut like this, it comes back within 2 weeks to this stage. The cost is cheaper, but you will get all the 3 ages of bamboo, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year bamboo together. You have to segregate them and then sell it separately. But harvesting is easy. It comes back in 2 weeks like this, in 4 weeks, in 6 weeks. You don't need to, this is not watered, it comes back. So this has got a severe impact on the cost of harvest, uneasiness of harvest. All that depends on what type of harvest you can do that. The same bamboo will come back in 2 years' time to this size. And again, are ready for harvest. So I told you on the leaf decomposing, I mentioned once more, I don't want to do that. Pest and disease. A lot of pest and disease are there. Some are severely affecting, like mealybug. Nowadays, I see many farmers, mealybug is affecting. And this is mealybug is a white color one. This is a scale insect. They in the top are also inside the cum sheet. When you open the cum sheet, it will be like this. And after opening on the stem also, you'll see them like this. So there are several types of pesticides available. One of the latest one is a clothodium, which could be used for controlling this. Bamboo is very stable plant. Even with the termite next to them, they also will keep growing. The termite, after it has grown bigger, the termite doesn't affect. It's able to provide aeration and all that inside, but it doesn't affect the bamboo.
We can
But if it is there, we need to be sprayed. The cost. Planting material of the bamboo will cost around 25,000 rupees. We are going for a high density plantation. 35,000, I'll give the breakup later. Labor cost is this. And irrigation, 1 lakh rupee you're spending in the first year, 30,000 for the second year. And if you put over a 10 years period, it's going to be like 4 lakh rupees as a minimum for a high density plantation. The yield is going to be around 300 tons, 30 tons in the third year, 35 tons, 40 tons, 40 tons. So on an average, a cost per bamboo is going to be 1,344 rupees or at the maximum 1,500 rupees per ton. At this price, one can also sell for any low price, even at a price of 4,000 rupees per ton, also you can sell it. Now, let's look at the smaller component of cost. Now, what are things you should know before you do that? You should know what is the area, what is the spacing, and what is the mortality rate. All that should be built in when you want to work out the calculation of your costing. Digging cost, how much is going to cost? Suppose if you are using 800 rupees per hour, 20 pits, they're going to make it, then it's going to be around 16 rupees per pit. And then for filling, another 4 rupees will take place. It will be around 20 rupees for planting and filling. Then comes the manure requirement. It could be, depending on the soil test, it could be 1 CFT or 1.5 CFT or 2 CFT. Fertilizer requirement. It's around, I gave you this NPK formula, and based on that, we have to calculate how much is going to come for this. Then the cost of manure. One tractor load sometimes it costs 15,000 rupees to 25,000 rupees, 2,500 rupees, 1,500 to 2,500 rupees per tractor load, which is 100 CFT. So if that is the case, it will be 16 rupees to 25 rupees per plant for the manure alone. And the fertilizer cost, that will be around 12 rupees per plant for fertilizer. Plant protection, approximately 1,000 rupees. You need to keep it separately for this for 1 year, for 1 acre. And the cost of electricity. So when you're seeing a cost of electricity, it depends on number of days, what is the HP you used, how many hours is going to work in a day, and what is the number of acres it can irrigate. So one borewell normally with a 4-inch can irrigate 10 acre. Then comes the irrigation system. Irrigation system cost anywhere from 25,000 to 40,000 rupees, and an average I've considered 30,000 rupees for a large scale one. Number of irrigation days is again based on number of non-rainy days. Then the plant price, the cost of transportation, labor cost. You need male and female. More female is needed, less males are needed. So normally it's again the place to place is going to vary. If it is 500 rupees for a male for a day and a female is 280, then it's going to be 302 rupees per day. And this number also will change depending on the place. So then there comes what is the ultimate harvestable bamboo one should know, and what is the weight, what is the interest at which you are taken a loan for this. All this put together, we'll be able to, one can calculate the cost. Now, when it comes to harvest, we have to predict based on the environmental factors, then the cost of fertilizer. This the entire thing for 1 acre of cost. I've given you assumption in the beginning. Now, for plowing, you need first year 1,000 rupees for 2 plowing to be done for 1 acre. Digging the pits, 16,000 rupees. And plowing every year for weed removal and then removing the soil and then putting it back 2 times in a year, you'll be doing it, 1,000 rupees, you'll be spending it. And 25,000 rupees for the planting material, transport is 2,200 rupees. And mortality replacement, if you're considering around 5% mortality replacement, then that's another 2,720 rupees. Farmyard manure, 24,000 rupees, much more equivalent to a planting material. Then the second year also, you need to put some amount of fertilizer manure. Then third year onwards, the leaf is going to form its own. Fertilizer. The real fertilizer recommended is 12,000 rupees from the third year onwards. But the first year you need smaller plants, lesser quantity, only 6,000 rupees, then 10,000 rupees, then 12,000. Plant protection, 1,000 on every day. Electricity is 3,240 for peak load. And the first year you don't need so much water because the plant needs only 5 to 10 liter per plant. Drip irrigation cost, 30,000 for the first year, 2,000 for maintenance cost every year. So intercultivation cost for summertime, if it is passing through around 4,000 rupees, then comes the harvesting cost per ton. As the tonnage increases, the price increases to up to 16,000 rupees at 400 rupees per ton bamboo. If there is a farm cost, cultivation is with there, should be considered. Consultancy should be considered if it is a bigger project. For a smaller 10-acre project, you don't need to do that. This is a cost for a 10-acre project. What is the cost? All my costs put together, what are the things to be done? Land development I have to do. And then similarly, land water harvesting, fencing and all put together around 0.4 lakhs. And for drip irrigation, 3 lakhs. Then the cost of plant, everything put together 2.02. Ultimately, total cost is going to be around 13.47 per 10 acre. Second year, 2.7. Then every year we'll be sending around 4 lakh rupees for an average yield of 400 tons per acre. And the first 2 years, no yield and goes. Average cost per ton, this method also is 1,547 rupees. So one culm is going to cost, high density culm is going to cost around 10 to 11 rupees per culm. So these are the subsequent cost of land development. And if you're clearing the land for 10 acres, 20,000 rupees will be involved. And for soil improvement, if there is any pH to be corrected with the gypsum or with the help of other material, then another 20,000 rupees for this and the drip irrigation. So bigger the project, then you need to consider cost of the well, cost of making pipes and electricity, fencing cost, and building an office if you're going to put it, machinery if you're going to buy it for this, and the sum for irrigation, because very often the power is available during the night, not during the day. So water should be collected and kept, and the next day morning it will be irrigated. So for all that you need, all put together as a total cost, this is the cost for 10-acre model as a total cultivation cost. Instead of going to the component, you'll be able to see this completely in the screen later now because I've taken too much of time. 13 lakhs, 2.7 lakh, 3 lakh, 3.46, 3.7 to 3.95 continuously is going to be there from then onwards. Around 4 lakh rupees is the expenditure. So why people should go? Because people are becoming absent landlord, next generation not interested in agriculture, water availability is getting reduced, labor is not available, it's getting expensive, weather is unpredictable, market demand for bamboo is increasing. That's the reason a lot of people are looking at the bamboo as a crop. Now compared to all other crop, my last slide, bamboo is highly remunerative than sugarcane, cotton, and eucalyptus. You see the profitability here, it's 1 lakh rupee per acre, even at 4,000 rupees of bamboo, whereas sugarcane at for the present price, 37,500 to 40,000 rupees the profit, while cotton is 50,000 rupees, eucalyptus is 30,000 rupees. Higher price, no more replanting in the bamboo. It's all the plant has to be replanted. And it can come in all type of soil. Bamboo can come in all type of soil, whereas sugarcane and cotton needs a fertile soil. So for these reasons, bamboo is going to be one of the wonderful crops in future. And the cost, which is very important when you're working it out, don't expect bamboo to grow in a normal soil without much input and with a higher productivity. Today, what happens is it's becoming popular, but people are not aware that bamboo needs a lot of nutrient to grow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening to me for such a long time.
Thank you, Dr. Barathi. That was a very, very elaborate, informative session. Really gone into depth. Thank you very much once again. Now, we will take some questions. We already overshot our time, but I'll pick a couple of questions which are related to cultivation side. There's a question from Mr. Pradeep Dodawad. For small farmers with an area of 2 acre land in total, how many bordering plants required and what is the subsidy under NBM? Two questions are there. What bordering plants can be there? How many bordering plants are required?
So to grow bamboo as a border or border for bamboo?
I think he's specifically asked bordering plants. We can consider bamboo as a fencing crop.
Okay, bamboo as a fencing crop, it could be one single row or 2 rows at the maximum. And there are 2 ways of planting bamboo for that. Either for windbreak and a green shade continuously, for which the bamboo should be planted 10 feet apart. If they want to have a live fence with not allowing even an animal to pass from one field to another field, then we should plant them as a continuous row of bamboo, which will be 4 feet by making a trench planting. So there are 2 ways of planting bamboo. And for this, when they want to do a border planting, they should grow with a bigger plant instead of smaller plant to plant, because normally border plant, if there's no other crop next to that, they will have a lot of shock. So in order to avoid that, they could be a taller plant. And The answer is either one row or a 2 rows they can do it.
Okay. So one from Jyoti Bhushan. Which is the fastest growing species of bamboo?
Dendrocolumnus giganteus,
Okay, sir.
3 feet a day.
3 feet a day. Wow.
And they have recorded in Japan with all the nutrient, it is recorded 1.5 meters a day.
Okay. Then there's a question from Rana Katare. How do you stop the invasive growth of bamboo where you don't need growth?
Correct. Bamboo, there are two types of species. One is temperate, another is tropical. All our tropical bamboo, what you see in my background now, it's all clump forming bamboo. They are not invasive. What is invasive is a temperate bamboo where the rhizomes, they go below the ground, they keep on going everywhere. This is true for a temperate or a European condition or Chinese, northern side of China. For India, we don't have that kind of an invasive species as well. Other than that, very few. They're partially invasive. They're not that invasive like what we're talking about. So there are another invasiveness from bamboo comes through the seeds. When they flower, they produce a seed. Everywhere they start spreading. So there are many bamboo species that are sterile, like Bambusa vulgaris or Dendrocolumnus toxiae or Bambusa bulkova. They're all sterile. So these species can be planted. So they neither go through the rhizome nor through the seeds, and they are never going to be invasive at all.
Okay. Next question, Somnath Sarvade. Please suggest one bamboo species for dry area of Maharashtra. For example, Solapur district.
Species, better species among what we have is Dendrocolumnus strictus is good for dry area, but unfortunately we are not. The yield is low for bamboo. So you also have to check whether yield will be available sufficiently, but they can withstand that kind of a drought weather condition. But if you can irrigate, all the bamboo can be grown. Give water, all the bamboo can be grown. Sholapur, I know you are able to grow very well pomegranate. Whenever pomegranate is growing, the same level of water we give, bamboo is also going to grow there.
Okay. So next question regarding bamboo nurseries. Is there any accreditation authority for private bamboo nurseries?
There is no separate authority, but then now I think KFRI, they have developed some systems by which NBM will come out. Has got a system where they'll be able to register themselves with the NBM, National Bamboo Mission.
Okay. Good, sir. I think we have a couple of people who would like to just speak to you.
Yes, please.
Mr. Yuvraj Patil, I'm allowing you to speak right now. You can ask the questions online.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes,
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Patil.
Sir, thank you so much for the information. And it was so explanatory. I think somebody who doesn't know anything about the bamboo, they have a lot of information to get associated with bamboo cultivation, bamboo farming, sir. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Sir, I belong to a farmer's family. I stay here in Bangalore. I'm from North Karnataka, Bidar. This year through forest department, we have taken 200 plants and put it on the border side. So what are the, so how do we grow it from here, and any measures or any suggestions you have for us to be taken care in first year or second year? It is on the border side, sir.
Sir, quite a lot of things, sir. I was given 1 hour because I took around 1.5 hours to talk about the bamboo. Like this, it needs another quite a lot of time. But it's very simple thing.
Yes, sir, just 1 or 2 minutes. I'm hearing, I'm listening to you.
Yes, sir. Please irrigate. Just irrigation. Okay. First provide water, sufficient water, either flood or drip irrigation. And during the summertime, when it's going to be there from March, April, May, if the plant is not grown not beyond 6 feet tall or 7 feet tall, it should have grown. If it is not, then that case plant some maize as a border row on both sides, because the entire area is going to be dry and this plant will not be able to establish. If you're already planted, if you're not yet planted, I would have just advised you to put a lot of organic manure, 25, two CFTs, which is around 40 kilograms of organic manure in the bottom. So they'll be able to really hold the water during the hard time. So right now, please irrigate and provide the shade possibly if it is there. But nearby, if you have a plant which are growing, then it is okay. Or do one thing, Mr. Yuvraj, you share some photographs in our group, where
Sure,
in
sure.
BSI we have WhatsApp group. We will all give you a lot more guidance. Not only myself, there are a lot of good learned people are there. Everybody will support you. I'll also support you.
Sure, sure, sir. Khandita. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I'm permitting Mr. Samir Jamatia to ask his questions. Mr. Samir.
Tripura.
Mr. Samir Jamatia. Good. I guess he's not.
Yeah, he has to switch off his mic.
Mr. Samir, you're on mute.
Yeah, he has to unmute.
Mr. Samir, you're on mute. Okay, I guess he's not available. He's not around. So, so there are a lot of questions on cultivation, etc., etc. Probably in the interest of time, I would like to pass it off. We will answer these questions offline. There are some questions in terms of how to become a member of Bamboo Society. All participants can visit www.bamboosocietyofIndia.in/membership. So there's a link there and you can fill the form online and pay online. So you can become a member through this particular link. Okay, and there is a question from Mr. Karupuswamy. I'm allowing you to talk, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Very much, doctor.
Sir, myself, Dr. T. Karpasamy, IFS officer from Gujarat, sir.
Gujarat.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Very much audible, Dr. Karupuswamy, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Sir, actually, I am myself Dr. Karpasamy, IFS officer from Gujarat, sir. Actually, I had some 2-year association with your bamboo cultivation, sir. Actually, in last year also, the Honorable Prime Minister of India inaugurated the nature park, which was created in Ahmedabad Science City, sir. There we created one component is oxygen park, which is completely full of Bima bamboo. Its growth is very nice, sir. Thank you for your support as well as your guidance and everything. And the second thing, we created another oxygen park in Kada district, where we planted more than 5 hectares in Kada district, Katlal Taluka. That growth also, the growth of the Bima bamboo, it's very good, sir. Actually, just I raised my hand for the say thanks to you. At the same time, your work in the bamboo as well as your research in the bamboo nursery, it's very good, sir. Actually, we need our country people like you to support the bamboo, because it is a non-forest producer which can grow in the most of the forest area, as well as it can reach the many people to grow more bamboo for the beneficiary of the marginal as well as big farmer. At the same time, we have to you are doing very good job for the marketing of the bamboo. So simply I raised my hands for the say thanks to you, sir, and say thanks to the all the Bamboo Society of India and other member who has organized this this webinar very be informative as well as very innovative. And thanks to everybody. And at last, thanks to the Dr. Pardi sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Very welcome, sir. I'm very happy to see from Gujarat you are attending this conference, and then very nice. Our BSI is spreading all the places, sir. And thank you, sir. Thank you for your compliments, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. I think we have really overshot our time, and I would like to thank all of you for attending this session. Dr. Barathi, as always, we are indebted to you for your knowledge sharing and all the information that you give to us on a regular basis, sir. I can see lots of hands still going on. They want to talk to you. Are you okay to take two more?
Yeah, I can take, sir. It depends on.
Yeah, I don't want to disappoint our people. Let's do a quick
yes, sir.
short relay, sir. 1 second. Next speaker, Chandraprabha.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, how about using aquagel while planting, sir? Do you have any studies over that, sir? Is it supportive to irrigation? I think so. Can
Sir,
you?
aquagel, they tried. There are some researches going on already. The Tamil Nadu Forest Department has conducted the research 20 years back with the bamboo. And they have used this, one of the slides which I shown you, they used, around 100 grams. And 100 grams is able to hold 500 times as water and is able to release. Yes, certainly it improves the soil quality by holding the more water and then releasing it back to the plant. It is good. But still, further confirmative research has to be done for a large-scale use, and that's cost.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
sir. Mr. Shabbar Ali, please.
Hello.
Please go ahead, Mr. Shabbar Ali.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, giving all the information. And yeah, I'm really happy, like all this information, I got it. Last 2 years, I was working with a plantation and reforestation project with Sadhana Forest in Auroville. And 1 year I was working in Meghalaya, and I have done many plantation there. And there we used to do a swell technique and moon trenching for the plantation. So I'm asking, is it moon trenching? Is it good? Moon trenching or swell, is it good for the bamboo planting? Because the flood irrigation, it's like too much water, and sometimes accumulation of water, it's chance to be get tree die. So moon trenching, we make a kind of moon, and before that we put one trench. So water, like 1 foot before it's fill in the trench. So then slowly water can penetrate to the soil, and like then it go to the tree root.
Right, that is the right way of doing it. But then before we do that, we should have seen to that the root has come, enough root has come to that trench area, and the trench area should be full of roots available. So then the rate of absorption is very high. In fact, I've taken a video of how the bamboo roots absorbs the water. Within 20 minutes, it will be able to suck close to around 30 to 40 liters of water. But then, in the trench area, on the both sides of the wall of the trench, we should have the sufficient root should have come and reached, and for which there is a way of doing it. Initially, you have to put a plastic sheet and make the bamboo to grow from the roots should come there. And then before this water irrigation is given with the sewage water, we should remove the plastic sheet and allow the water to go through that. So where the roots are able to really remove, it becomes an excellent phytoremediation system for this. And it will be able to remove the water and without allowing the water to go down in the ground and contaminate the groundwater. It will be able to do that. I think we will take up this kind of a webinar with the help of Bamboo Society of India. Maybe another time we'll give you more detail. Whatever my experience, I'll be able to share. I'm sure others also will have something on this. We will share information on how bamboo can be a phytoremediation to remove the sewage water. We had proposed the same thing to Bangalore Chief Minister, Karnataka Chief Minister, to get rid of 720 million liter of sewage water in Bangalore. And 720 million liter water, you need something like 40,000 acres of bamboo. 40,000 acres of bamboo, we have a green belt of 120,000 acres in Bangalore itself, it's available. So no sewage water will go, all the heavy metal will be taken by the bamboo, and this 40,000 acre will produce electricity completely for Bangalore. So that kind of a complete ripple effect is there. One other conference, we will give you those information on how bamboo could be a phytoremediation plant for sewage water, for other problems also, like mine dumps, coal mine dumps, all that we will present this to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Barathi, sir. I think we really wore short our session too long, and we will definitely organize additional sessions depending on the topics that we are requested. With this, I would like to conclude our program. On behalf of BSI, all the members, I would like to thank you, Dr. Barathi. As always, grateful for your information. And with this, we'll come to closure. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Actually, this is a wonderful opportunity, and not only for us, for others also. That's the reason we made it very simple to take it. I'm very thankful to you for accepting not to stop me in between. I thought, let us give the information to the people who are attending.
We had a very good irrigation going on, so I didn't stop you from there.
I know. I'm thankful to that.
Yes. And to all the members, join us on our WhatsApp group and Telegram group. Please contact the BSI office. You will get the links there. And we need to grow this community in a very big way. This cannot grow further without your active participation. Join us.